Oh, there's the little one. Stuff that milk in the mouth, and that's going to go. Oh, look
So
at
do you
that.
need to record some videos? If so,
I am, but I'm making sure that nothing personal is in the video.
I'll do this.
No worries. Okay, so this is the fan coil unit that was about 6 months ago, was it? Did you say that you guys moved in?
4 months ago.
4 months ago. That was apparently cleaned before the tenants moved in. I believe that they've got that in black and white, so I've been told. What I can say, in my professional opinion, of thousands upon thousands of fan coil units, split type units, cassette type units, AHUs, PAUs, you name it, we've done it. I can say without any doubt whatsoever in my mind, and I could share this with any HVAC professional that is worth their salt and is hands-on and has done a lot of work, there is no way that this level of mold, long term that's been there and dried up, there's no way that that can develop in just 4 months. It's just absolutely impossible. A petri dish, if you put some of this in a large petri dish, it'd be hard pressed to end up like that after just 4 months. So it's just blatant. And also I should add the caveat that it is entirely possible that your landlord believes and may have even paid for the ACs to being cleaned, and because they perhaps don't know anything about ACs and the ramifications of specifically how fan coil units are installed, and when they're not installed properly, they may be completely ignorant. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just that there's a load. I'm not a rocket scientist. If you ask me to go and name the parts of what's in a thruster or a booster or whatever it may be, I'd obviously be absolutely lost because it's not my area of expertise. But you ask me something about an AC system, and I'll give you a straight answer, and I'll tell you what is factual information. And I can factually tell you that if this AC was cleaned at all, it certainly wasn't cleaned by anybody that was professional, and they certainly didn't do any kind of thorough job or actually any proper cleaning, not even light cleaning, with the exception of, and the tenants may have done this, I haven't asked them, they may have done this themselves, but the filters are pretty clean. So also I don't know what the landlord's paid for the services provided, but if they were paid, if the landlord has paid for a proper cleaning service of this or any of the fan coil units for that matter, I can tell them that it definitely hasn't been done. It may have been paid for, that may have been what was agreed upon, but it's just blatantly obvious that the ACs weren't actually cleaned, and probably that's because the agent let them in. There was nobody here. There was nothing to steal. No reason for the agent to stick around and wait however long they were told it was going to take. And the agent left. There's no supervision, and if they're not paid well, and they're people or employees that have no integrity, or feeling disenfranchised with their employer because they're underpaid and overworked, whatever the situation may be, that they probably just sat around and enjoyed a cup of tea or had their lunch or whatever it is that they did, and just didn't clean the ACs, and nobody checked on them afterwards either, and that's probably something they do quite consistently, and it's not an unusual occurrence. We see this frequently. Every single time we go into a home, pretty much. I shouldn't say every single time, but the vast majority would be a more accurate description. We go into a vacant apartment and to clean ACs for tenants just taken over the lease, and they've got the keys and to let us in, and they don't believe that the ACs have been cleaned because they've had a look, and they certainly don't look clean, so they've got some doubts in their mind, and they just want to make sure that it's actually been done, and they don't really care whether or not what the landlord paid or didn't do, or who's saying what, and not seeking any reimbursement or anything like that. They just want to move into their home and have clean ACs because they've got kids or whatever their situation may be. So they're not in the frame of mind to go out on a battle and create any kind of adversarial relationship in the place that they've just moved into. They just want clean ACs, and they have doubts, so they call a professional to come and take a look, and they share that with us, that they just want to know that they've got clean ACs, and we then share with them that if we come across any ACs that are actually clean and don't need cleaning, we won't charge you for it, and we'll just do what needs to be done. You'll have video evidence of that, and off we'll go and on our way, and you couldn't have known any better. Everybody's fine, everybody's healthy. It's all agreed upon beforehand, but it just happens far too often that they're told that they've got clean ACs, but they're not, and actually it quite often comes as a huge surprise to the landlord and or the real estate agent as well too, because services have been paid for and they haven't been delivered, and obviously that wasn't the expectation, and they're genuinely very surprised by it, very apologetic, and obviously very upset with the service provider, and quite often it's actually a service provider that they've trusted and have been using for absolute years. So they've got quite comfortable with that, and unfortunately have just been completely taken advantage of by these unscrupulous employees. And again, it may not necessarily be who they originally had a relationship with. So anyway, point being is that we try not to point any fingers. We just state the facts and the what so, and we advise and provide our feedback based upon our years of experience and our observations, what we're seeing and what is physically possible and what is just not possible because of the way an AC system is installed. And if there's no access, there's no access, and you can't say that there was access, but now it's been sealed up because there's no evidence of that either. That's the only access panel for inside of the false ceiling is there. There's no evidence that there's ever been any other. There is a facility for it inside the ceiling, which I've shown last time I was here. So there was always an intention to put an access panel where it's supposed to be. It just wasn't executed for God knows what reason, and that's why the tenant is now in dire straits about having a filthy, dirty AC that's not cooling very well, and the airflow is rubbish because it's just all choked up.